Hi, I'm Millie from the Soap Girls, and you're watching Lo and Behold.
You tour like no other. How do you handle the physical demands of playing every day?
Touring is physically demanding, and we spend between 6 and 8 months of the year on the road. I throw myself into every show I do, so I end up with bruises everywhere and a lot of pain. So I try to stay as healthy as I can. I do yoga every day. I get out into nature as much as possible, but I have also learned to just embrace the pain.
What's the most bizarre thing a fan has ever asked you to sign?
The most bizarre thing that I've ever been asked to sign by a fan at a show was an urn with their mom's ashes in it.
How do you balance your role as a bassist with songwriting, singing, and performing?
I approach playing the bass, songwriting, singing, and performing as one thing, and I do them all every day, so I feel that I put as much energy into all of them as I can, and not just individually, so that I feel stronger with any one of those aspects. So it's just a way of life for me.
What's the story behind the name The Soap Girls? How did you come up with it?
My sister and I, as kids, would street perform, and we would sell homemade soap to raise funds for public hospitals, children's homes, and other charities in Cape Town, South Africa. And so the public nicknamed us the Soap Girls because we did that for 365 days a year for many years.
What do you think sets the Soap Girls apart from other bands, both musically and in terms of your live performances?
I think the fact that we are just plug in and play, raw, and we don't use backing tracks. What you see is what you get. I think that sets us apart because so many people are almost afraid to just be raw nowadays.
Can you talk about any bass players you admire?
I have been inspired by so many amazing bass players. Off the top of my head, I'm going to say Chi Cheng from the Deftones. As soon as I heard the bass lines on the album Around the Fur, everything around me stopped. All I was aware of was my own heartbeat and the bass, and it transfixed me. It's why I started playing the bass. All his bass lines are so creative and enthralling. I just want to throw myself into the music. The same with Eric Avery. He is proof that the bass is as expressive an instrument as the guitar, and there are no limitations on how creative you can be with the bass. Mike Inez and Mike Starr, so powerful. The bass went from being something in the background that filled the void in a song with some warmth to just standing out and being the part of the song that grips you.
How do you stay creative and motivated in your music career?
I stay motivated and creative by pushing myself. I think comfort and being complacent is a huge creativity killer, so I am always pushing myself to get out of my comfort zone. I push myself all the time.
You played across 3 continents. What's your favorite country to play in and why?
That is a very difficult question to answer. Not because I'm trying to be diplomatic. I love each place that we go to for different reasons. However, I will say that Japan is the most unique place I've ever played in. The way that people appreciate and consume music is also otherworldly. I love being in Japan and I love playing in Japan.
What's the strangest thing you've ever done to pass time on tour?
We went ghost hunting in a monastery that we were staying in after a show, and whoa, we encountered some otherworldly beings and energy. It was scary.
What's the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to you on stage?
The most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to me on stage, I jumped off my sister's guitar amp and the whole amp fell on me. As I tried to jump off, I fell flat onto my face. It was just, I wanted the earth to swallow me whole, open up and swallow me whole. I died.
How do you write your bass lines?
I don't ever consciously think about it. I will be playing on the bass and I will start feeling this melody or riff, and I can hear something like a counter melody, or I start playing and these notes just start popping into my head, and I don't have a formula or formulaic approach to it. I just feel it.
You have experienced both the mainstream and DIY sides of the music business. Do you perceive any significant artistic differences between the two?
Being signed is good for some things. Obviously, you have a great budget and a lot of connections. However, artistically and creatively, it's not for me. It's very stifling. You will always be having to justify your creative choices. It's always a battle for creative control. I prefer to be DIY. If you are very passionate about what you believe in and what you want to achieve and do as an artist, do it your own way.
What role has the internet played in developing your career?
The internet is absolutely amazing and has been a huge help. Our music has reached people that might never ever have heard the music if it had not been for social media. It's so much better than having to rely on flyers in just your local area. I couldn't even imagine how difficult that would be. It would be awful. So I'm so thankful for the internet.
Okay, time for some rapid fire. Are you the good or the evil sibling?
I would be lying if I said I was the good sibling, so you can just call me the evil one.
Do you think you would have made it if you were 1991?
I'm going to say yes, because I absolutely love grunge and alternative rock, and we've often had people say, whoa, it reminds me of the 90s, so I'm going to say yes.
Would you rather play one show for 10,000 people or 100 shows for 100 people each?
Definitely 100 shows for 100 people, and because I love performing, I'd rather do more shows. Thank you so much. I'm Mille from the Soap Girls. Please go and check out our music on Spotify, YouTube, and any other social media. Thank you so fucking much, and just rock the hell out of your life. Thank you. Bye.